Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish, and today I want to tell you all the books I want to read in January. It's a new month of a new year, and I thought I'd introduce something new today. In 2026, for my TBR, I'm going to enlist the help of a TBR jar. A lot of book creators have been using a TBR jar, so it's not anything different, but I have compiled a lot of prompts in here, and I'm very excited to use this to guide me in picking my TBR this year. If you haven't seen my video of me talking about my goals for 2026, I'm solely trying to focus on my physical TBR this year, and this is going to help a lot in guiding what I pick, and it's just going to be so much fun. I read about 5 to 7 books a month, so I'm going to pick 5 prompts each month to guide what I'm going to read in that month. So before we get into this, I want to let you know what are my priority books for the month of January. It's just basically books for book clubs and read-alongs that I definitely have to read. First up is my Fable book club pick for January. If you want to join it, it's free. The link is always in my description. Last month we read The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. I'm still currently reading this at the moment. In the month of January, we actually picked the sequel, The Jasad Crown, for January. So we're going to continue on in the series. I need to somehow get The Jasad Crown onto my January TBR. And then one more book club that I'm a part of is the Catch Up Book Club that is hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books. I'm one of the co-hosts. And for this month's live show, which I believe will be on the 11th of January, I will share the live show details in my YouTube community and also in my IG stories. So keep an eye on those two platforms. Anyway, this month we're going to be finishing out the Blood and Bone trilogy by reading A Time of Courage by John Gwynne. Very excited to see how this is going to wrap up. And this is definitely a longer book than the other two, so need to get this on the TBR too. And finally, I'm a part of a read-along that is hosted by Sandra from Got a Thing for Things. We have been doing the read-along for Vampire Academy, and now that that's finished, we're moving on to the next series, which is the Bloodline series. I actually reread Vampire Academy in 2024 and finished my reread in the beginning of 2025. So as we went on the live shows, I didn't really have to read anything, but now that we've moved on to the Bloodline series, I need to reread this series because I've forgotten everything. I've only read it once. I'm pretty sure the live show will be in February or March. Again, I will post the details when I do have them. And the live show is going to be for 2 books, so I want to get a head start and make sure I finish the books in time for the live show. So anyway, this month I have to read Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead, the first book in the series. So those are the 3 books that I need to get onto this TBR depending on what I pick from this jar. So without further ado, let's pick our first prompt. The first prompt, I'm gonna see if I can get a blue prompt. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. I'm gonna let you look at it first before I do. I hope that is correct. And the prompt is to read a book with a green cover. So I can't pick any of the books that I need to get onto this TBR. Let me quickly peruse on my shelves and see what green cover I have. Okay, so for a book with a green cover, it actually works out really well for me. I'm going to put Warrior Fae by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti on the TBR. If you can see, there's like green on here. All right, I'm going to put this on the TBR because this is the final book that I have to read for the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series. I really want to finish up this series, so this is going on the TBR. So in this series, we follow our main character, Elise, who is trying to find out who murdered her brother. And she figures out that a king in Aurora Academy is the one that killed her brother. So she infiltrates Aurora Academy, like goes there, becomes a student, and she realizes that there are 4 kings of Aurora Academy, so she has to get close to them to figure out who killed her brother. And this is a reverse harem, which I actually really like. I usually don't like reverse harem. The authors really took the time to build relationships between each of the boys with Elise and also each other. I really like that. So very excited to see how this is going to wrap up, see if we get some answers, and then I can finally move on to the Zodiac Academy series. All right, now we get to pick the second prompt. I'm not gonna pick a specific color. I think I'm just gonna get one. Okay, I'm gonna pick this one. Is that upside down? I think that's right. And it says to read a book with a weapon on the cover. Perfect! Because A Time of Courage by John Gwynne has a weapon on the cover, as we can see. There's an axe, a battle axe. That's correct. As I said before, this is the third book in the Of Blood and Bone series, and I think there's going to be like a big battle in this. I think we shall see. It's not my favorite series by John Gwynne so far. I think I like Faithful and the Fallen series more than I do like Of Blood and Bone, just because it's a bit plot centered and not so much on the characters, and I love the characters in the Faithful and the Fallen series. So anyway, we'll see how the plot wraps up. I'm very interested to see how that's gonna go. All right, third prompt. I'm gonna pick this one. And the prompt is The Prettiest Sprayed Edge. This is actually good because I really want to read some of my recent Fairy Loot books. So let me have a look and see. I do have one sitting like right behind me that I really want to read right now because it just came in. But let me see if it is The Prettiest Sprayed Edge. I'm just having a look, but this is the book that just came in, and that is We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. The sprayed edge on this is really, really pretty, but I don't know if it's the prettiest edge. I think it's like a good intricate edge. And then I have the Hurricane Wars on my shelves as well, and the sprayed edge in this is also really, really pretty, but I don't know if it's the prettiest. I also have The Devils by Joe Abercrombie as well, and I like the sprayed edge, but it's not as pretty as We Who Will Die because I feel like it's more intricate than The Devils. I also have Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson, and this one has really pretty edge, but I'm not in the mood for this, honestly, just because the writing is really flowery, and I need to be in the right headspace for that. So I think I'm going to go for We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. Like I said before, this just got delivered to me yesterday. This is the December Fairy Loot Romantasy pick, and I've been pretty good at rating what I've gotten so far, and that is just like To Cage a Wild Bird, and then now this. I haven't read Savage Blooms, but again, I wanted to be in the right headspace, but I've been doing so far pretty good. So I'm glad to put this on the TBR so I can get to it immediately. This book takes place in a vampiric world, and our main character Arvel needs to kill the emperor, and by doing so she needs to enter a deadly competition. I know a lot of romantasy books and just fantasy books in general has been saturated by the trial trope or at trial element, but I really, really like a trial when it's done well. So we'll see how this book does the trial trope. It also says, as the stakes get higher and secrets emerge, she quickly draws the ire of the Primus, a powerful figure charged with protecting the emperor while also finding herself dependent on the emperor's sadistic son Rorik to hone her growing powers. With Arvel's destiny deeply entwined with these two vampires, she must unravel a conspiracy that will change everything she thought she knew about herself, but only if she can complete her mission and survive the arena. This sounds amazing. I just really hope that the romance is not insta-lusty or just rushed. I've never read from Stasia Stark before, so it will be my first foray into Stasia Stark. And now for the fourth prompt, I'm just gonna grab this green one right here. A book that ends with odd pages. Let me check Bloodlines to see if this matches odd pages. Oh, 421. That's an odd page. So I'm going to put Bloodlines for this prompt. This follows Sydney and Adrian, which we do meet in the Vampire Academy series, and I literally can't tell you what this series is about. I just know it's about these two, and obviously the aftermath of whatever happened at the end of Vampire Academy. From what I remember, I really, really liked this series when I read it as a teen, so I'm excited to jump back in and see how I feel. This is great. I'm getting all the books that I need to read onto my January TBR, so we only have Jasad Crown to add to the TBR. And now for the last prompt. We got all the colors. We got blue, green, pink, and yellow. So the next one is anyone's game. I'm gonna reach deep down in here. Deep, deep down. Yep, I got one. This one. I have to read the newest book on my shelf. You know what? I don't know if this is going to be cheating or not, but the Jasad Crown, I have just ordered it and it's supposed to come in the middle of January and I'm supposed to read it this month. And that is going to be the newest book on my shelf because as we've established, this just came in the mail yesterday as I'm filming this. And the book before that, I've already read. So the next book that's going to be the newest on my shelf is the Jasad Crown. So we're gonna put that onto the TBR for sure. I'm gonna placehold that with this Jasad Air so I have something to hold up. But I got all the books that I needed to get onto the TBR. This is great, guys. So as I said before, the Jasad Crown is the second book to the Jasad Air by Sarah Hashem. I'm not very far of the way through this. We follow main character Sylvia, who is a Jasadi, and 10 years ago, her entire kingdom and her family were murdered by the Nizal Empire. And now she's an orphan and she's in hiding. Jasadis have magical powers and that's why they were killed in the first place. So she's trying to hide who she is and her magic powers as well. And then I'm not up to this part, but apparently the Nizal heir tracks a group of Jasadi rebels to her village and Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. And that I think is our love interest. I've heard this is like a very slow burn enemies to romance and has a good balance of fantasy and romance. Very excited to get into this. A lot of people in my book club have been enjoying this book. I cannot wait to continue on with this book. So far the writing is really atmospheric. It's a South Asian epic fantasy, which is something that I love to read. And now we have to say tata to the TBR jar until the next month. So these are all the books that are on my January TBR thanks to the help of my handy trusty TBR jar. I actually had a lot of fun picking out the prompts and picking out the books for those prompts as well. If you have any prompts suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below and I will add them to the jar. And also let me know what will be your first read of January. I'm still reading the Jasad Air, so this is going to be my first book of 2026. If you made it to the end of the video and you don't have anything to say, let's leave a blood emoji in the comments down below. Like this video if you like to, subscribe if you want to. All my socials are linked down below, like my Instagram, TikTok, Storygraph, and my Fable book club as well. If you'd like to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy freaking New Year, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.